Okay, so let's try out a little comparison. Let's say research is like making coffee. You want really good coffee, you want excellent coffee. Maybe not our young bachelor students, they drink less coffee, but as soon as people go into their bachelor thesis, as soon as they go into their master, they want the coffee. And it's often the hipster spirit that you have. Lots of discussions about coffee. Well, coffee has some sort of a like parallel side thing going on. It can be like a science. Like some people like it to be alchemistic, some people don't care at all. Well, some people even don't like coffee, well. But let's say you have three things that are important that build science, or better, that science is built of. These are theories, topics, and methods. Where the topics, this is often what hypes people. People suddenly want an AeroPress. Or people say, no, I only take like my porcelain filter. Or people go like the French press. I tell you, it's really the French press that is the secret to good coffee. So people are hyped by that. It can also be the beans. People are like, oh, the roasting, like the small, I found this small hipster roasting thing in Hamburg, and I tell you, it's really the best. So people kind of like hype all sorts of topics. Then there's theories. There's these things about pressure, about temperature, like no boiling water on the coffee. There's like all sorts of theories that people have that make good coffee. But you know what the methods are? The methods are testing this out. Actually trying coffee and seeing what works for you. So in other words, if we would be talking about science, getting the knowledge, and when we talk about knowledge, you can watch lots of YouTube videos about like how good coffee is being made, but it's mostly experience, right? And it can be rather simple. If you take a French press, I would say 95 degrees, maybe not boiling water, maybe you boil it, you leave it a bit. There's a specific kind of like grinding that you want. Maybe you don't want the cheapest coffee. I would say go for like coffee that is fairly traded. And then that's it, right? You can make a nice French press coffee. AeroPress is okay, is a bit more complicated also from the handling. But after all, you can get the hang of it rather quick. You spill it like 2-3 times and then it's good. Where if you think of these espresso machines, like these big machines, like that's something that becomes almost like a science, or at least an alchemistical science. When people talk about the grinding, the grinder in itself, how big, like how much you weighed it, how much comes out, do you weigh it, is it the volume, like what's the temperature, and like how do you heat this up, amount of pressure, like all these things. It sometimes feels like a science when I talk to some people about it. So, and there is a lot of experience that is at play there. That is really something like mastering such a machine. Yeah, it takes a rather long time. So that's a little bit like I would say on the more experience, complicated level end of science. But do you see the similarity that it is about certain things that are hyped? So let's see what the next hype in coffee machines will be. It is about certain theories, how you make then the coffee go best. I mean, there's like many things that go into this. And there's lots of theories, like when you talk to these people. But in the end, it's experience. In the end, it's experience and also what you want the coffee to taste like. And that is also how science works. I mean, it's something where you need to find out how you want to do science. You can be hyped by topics. You can have all sorts of theories that are helpful, that are great, that you want to try out. But in the end, you need to get the experience to see what works for you, what is really something that resonates with you and where you want to spend all the time with. So that's the important thing. And this was a bit of a biased video. Sorry for the coffee haters. Maybe this wasn't for you. But yeah, think about it. Think about gaining experience. After all, you can buy like really expensive stuff. You can theorize all you want. but in the end it's the experience that really makes great coffee.